Now, if you're a Persona fan, chances are that you're most likely looking forward to Persona 3 Reload, which is just around the corner and going to be coming out in just a few days. And this game is a full-on remake of the original Persona 3 game from the ground up, and it's going to be coming out for modern consoles, but the one thing that people noticed as soon as this game was announced is that there was one console and system that was left out of all of the other systems that this game is going to be coming out on, and that is the Nintendo Switch. So Persona 3 Reload is going to be releasing on the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 4, the Xbox Series S, and the Xbox Series X, even the Xbox One from last gen, and PC, but it's not going to be coming out for Nintendo Switch at all. And when this game was first revealed last year, a lot of people thought that maybe this just means that Nintendo was going to announce it on their own terms, because sometimes they did that, like even with like the Persona 3, 4, and 5 that were announced, they announced it for like the Xbox and everything, and then Nintendo had like their own announcement in a Nintendo Direct like mini or partner showcase or something that happened after. So some people just thought, okay, Nintendo might want to do the Persona 3 Reload announcement in a Direct or something, so that's why they're not revealing it like when they announced it for every other system, but then that never happened. So right now, the game is just around the corner. It's going to be coming out for everything except for Nintendo. And this was definitely pretty weird because the Nintendo Switch has a huge audience of JRPG players and just Persona fans even in general, as Persona 3, 4, and 5, when they did come to the Nintendo Switch, were very successful and made Atlus like millions of dollars, as a lot of people were very interested in asking for these Persona games to come to the Nintendo Switch. So it's really weird now that they're doing a Persona 3 remake that's going to be releasing on all these platforms, but they're somehow just leaving out the Nintendo Switch with like a 100 million plus install base where they could definitely make a lot of money if the game was coming out for it. Well guys, it seems like the reason for this is that Atlus might actually be planning to release Persona 3 Reload on the next generation Nintendo system, or the Nintendo Switch 2. Now this information is coming from Twitter, as we've got a tweet here from Meowcat, who says, in an interview with Atomics VG, Atlus has stated that from the very beginning of the development process for Persona 3 Reload, a version for Nintendo Switch was explicitly decided against. The demand is noted, however, and now it's a matter of discussing it with the team. So they did say here that initially when they started development for Persona 3 Reload, they were like, yeah, we're not making a Nintendo version, or we're not releasing it for the Nintendo Switch. But here is where it gets really interesting, because we've got this one reply here from somebody who says, because Persona 3 Reload will be on the next Nintendo hardware and Metaphor 2. Now, you might be thinking, well, who is this? It just sounds like a random person. Well, it turns out I've been told that this is like the most prominent and accurate leaker within the entire Persona community. So this person, I don't know if they've leaked other stuff, but when it comes to Persona, they have like a 100% track record, it seems like, when it comes to leaking anything about Persona, because this person even said that Persona 3, 4, and 5 were all going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. And like when that first came out, everybody was like, there's no way, like, you know, we've been asking for Persona 5 only for so long, there's no way they're going to do all of these games. And they actually happened, where we got that Nintendo Direct, I think in like 2022, and they announced that Persona 3, 4, and 5 are all going to be coming out to the Nintendo Switch. So this person definitely seems to know some information when it comes to Persona. And so now, if this person is saying because Persona 3 Reload will be on the next Nintendo hardware and Metaphor 2, it definitely gets pretty interesting. And the thing about this is that I can actually see this happening really easily. And the reason that I see that happening is because the one thing that's been heavily rumored about the next generation Nintendo system, or the Nintendo Switch 2, is that it's going to be very close in power and performance to a PlayStation 4. And guess what system Persona 3 Reload is also coming out on? That's right, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which are last generation systems. Right now, the current Nintendo Switch that we all have in our homes is not really up to that level of like a PlayStation 4. And the thing is, I feel like they could definitely get Persona 3 Reload to work on the Nintendo Switch if they really wanted to, but they would definitely have to spend more money on the optimizing and developing and everything to really make it run very well for the Nintendo Switch. However, if the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be very close in performance to a PlayStation 4, they already had the game running on PlayStation 4. Of course, there's still going to be some tweaking and stuff that's probably going to be needed, but it's probably going to be much less than if they were trying to get it to run on this current Nintendo Switch, which is probably why they're saving it for the next generation Nintendo system, as Atlus has pretty good relationships with Nintendo, so I'd imagine that Nintendo probably already did give them a development kit for the Nintendo Switch 2, probably last year or even earlier, so they probably had some time to kind of mess around with it and already have the game, so it wouldn't even surprise me if Persona 3 Reload is like one of those launch games for the Nintendo Switch 2, if it's like one of those big third-party games that they have ready by the time it's going to be coming out. But we also heard that the new game Metaphor, that's also going to be like an Atlus game too, is also going to be releasing for the next generation Nintendo system as well. Now, Metaphor, we don't really have too much information on. I don't think we even have like a full-on release date for it yet either. We just know that it's going to be coming out at some point towards like the end of the year, so it's probably going to be coming out around like the holiday or fall time in 2024. And that's most likely when the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be releasing as well, so it honestly could be one of those games that they could have at launch too. If it's not going to be Persona 3 Reload, then maybe just having like Metaphor coming out on all the systems at that time, and then it's also going to be the same time that the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out. It honestly could be a really good thing for them to do. And so I actually do feel like that this is pretty likely. Like, this doesn't seem like it's one of those things that's probably not going to turn out to be true at all. If all of this turns out to be completely true, it wouldn't surprise me at all, because just from a development perspective, like, if the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be as powerful as a PS4, and you've already got this game working on a PS4, it's probably going to be much less effort to bring that game to the Switch 2, and you probably already have dev kits for it and everything too, so it's probably much easier to do that than to kind of rework everything to make it work on this current Switch. And then also just even from like the market perspective, like the one thing that we've also kind of heard about from Ubisoft was that when they were thinking about Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which was the second game, Nintendo actually advised them to not release it for the current Switch and maybe save it for the next system, because we already have one Mario + Rabbids game on the Switch right now. It does sell from time to time, it goes on sales with discounts too, so they were like, you know, maybe you should kind of wait a little bit, but Ubisoft didn't listen, and then they revealed that the game actually didn't perform that well to their sales expectations. So maybe that's also kind of another way of thinking that you've already got like Persona 3, like the remaster, available on the Switch, and these are their Persona games, so you might be better off just kind of saving it for the next system. But yeah, there you go guys, that is pretty much all the information that we have right now, that Atlus could be saving Persona 3 Reload for the next generation Nintendo system with the Switch 2, and also the same thing with the brand new Metaphor game, which is also going to be coming out this year. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button, and also subscribe to the channel as well, as I'm definitely going to have some more videos talking about the Switch 2 as the information comes out. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think about all of this. Do you guys believe that Atlus is actually going to be releasing Persona 3 Reload and Metaphor for the next gen Nintendo system, or do you not really believe this and think that they could still be coming for the current system as well? Definitely let me know what you guys think about all of this, but if you don't have anything to say, then just comment your favorite emoji down below for some engagement. I would really appreciate it. Go follow me on Twitter at AgileArrow so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.